Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I build model kits and various other things, Lego sets, stuff like that. And I talk with my lovely chat. Hello, chat. Ultron's here. Hi, Ultron. Hygarian's here. Hello, Hygarian. Happy to have you. Harold is here. Also, Harold is hosting the stream, which is always appreciated. Thank you very much, Harold. Ooh, I got a. These boxes are too small for some big names. Like Harbortown Hobbies doesn't fit in the old box. I'll have to adjust that in a future thing. New background. Woo, says Humbao. Yes, indeed. I did a Q&A for my Patreon. I do a monthly Q&A for Patreon supporters, and I decided I wanted a new image for that Q&A. And so I found this, and I like this one a lot. The smoke one I liked but didn't love. So we switched it up. Board is here. Asmo's here. We got a great crew already. I'm sure more people are going to be popping in, throwing that Bear Cave emote in there. Before we get building officially, I did want to say an announcement. Very soon, I don't know exactly when, but very, very soon, everyone, hello board, who is a $5 Twitch subscriber on this channel, will get a new emote. Not a replacement for the Bear Cave. You'll also get the Lego. As you know, I'm an affiliate here, and they've just, Twitch has just changed some rules in that they have opened up more slots for emotes. As it was previously, you get a slot per level that you, a tier. So, there's the Bear Cave emote, which everybody has at the $5. And then if you're at the $10 level, you can get another one, which was the Lego. Now that's been changed. They're going to roll out more and more. But basically, as soon as I get my new $10 level, I will unlock the Lego for everybody. Mr. Bob's here. Mr. Bob says this is amazeballs. So yeah, I have now reached out to my artist, Alexandra, to create a new tier 2. And then the idea is that as I start to open up and add more emotes, they'll just move down the line. It's like tier 1 eventually will get that new one, and then tier 2 will have a new one. And I'll just do it like that. That's the goal anyway, is to always keep one exclusively for the $10 level and above. But then also like let y'all have some cool emotes. So you're always going to have the Bear Cave emote, but now soon you will also have the Lego head emote. And then the new one that's coming out is, it's not done, but it's a very fun idea, and I think you'll like it. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that. I was hoping to have it done sooner than later. I reached out, as I said, to Alexandra to work on it, and then hopefully she will get us a cool kit, or sorry, a cool emote very soon. But yeah, we're going to do some building in a little bit. I want to thank you all for being here. We're going to have a little water, though it's a little dry. I was yelling at a comedy wrestling show that I was at last night, so I lost my voice a little bit. Pardon me for that, but should be okay. Santini says he's getting a bit of mic feedback. Is anybody else doing that? Is that just Santini? You might hear something in the quiet because my fan is a little close. But not here. Okay. Not really hearing anything odd. Santini, it might be your settings. Yeah, I don't know. But hello, Santini. But I'm not using headphones. There's always a little bit, like if I stop talking now, you will hear a fan that is near me, which I will adjust a little bit. But you're always going to hear that fan a little, because if I don't have it on, these lights, this light here, and this light here, which I need for the green screen, will cause me to just sweat profusely without a little bit of a fan. So always got a fan going. But yeah, I'm happy y'all are here. Santini, sorry you're running into some sound issues. But yeah, hopefully that won't be too distracting for you. Um, but yeah, looking forward to doing some building. Why don't we go to the old overhead shot now? Here we go. Here's our overhead shot. So, where are we on the Astray Red frame? Well, we've got the head, the chest, the arms done. We've got one leg complete. We're working on the other leg. We are almost complete. We have to do more armor and then build the ankle. And then we'll be able to start working on the waist and then put it all together, uh, which is cool. And then we'll assemble that and then start working on the weapons. We got a lot of weapons. Harbortown Hobbies is here. Hello and welcome back to the stream. But yeah, we've got oh, Hygarian just subscribed, tier 1. That's 8 months. Thank you, Hygarian, for renewing your subscription. Always appreciate it. Folks, use your Twitch coin if you have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can get Twitch Prime by linking your accounts. You don't see ads. Well, you do see ads, but it's less ads. But I don't know the exact. It's weird. It depends on your region. It used to be way cooler. It's less cool. But you do get a free coin you can use, which is just like using real money. And it's always appreciated to me, Pat Baer, if you use your coin or actual cash money on my stream. Because it lets me build model kits. Just purchased. It'll arrive on Monday. We're not ready to build it yet. But just purchased the what are the next kits that I will be building on stream in the future, I'm sure, which is the Bastion Lego set from Overwatch. That won a poll of subscribers, which I'm going to try to do now and again. When it looks like it's about time for me to make a purchase on Amazon, not all the time, but pretty often, I'm going to make like a Google poll and let y'all kind of have your voice be heard on what it is, I build. I think that worked out pretty cool. I was happy with that. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing that in the future as well. I am going to be, as many of you know, my $10 Patreon supporters get to vote on what kit I build next. Right now, this is the last, this Astray Red frame, which was purchased by Alex Navarro, is the last kit that has been purchased off of my Amazon wish list. So I will go into my own stock for the next kit I build. And I believe what I will do is I'm going to be putting up a poll for my $10 Patreon supporters to decide what I build next. I'm only going to put Lego sets up for them to vote on, because I just want to build a Lego set. It's been a while. I've done a lot of model kits, and I've had a great time with the model kits. I've enjoyed the builds, but I think it's high time for me to do a Lego set. It's been a while. So I've got a couple options, including that Bastion kit, that I will put up for vote, and we'll figure that out. But I think it'll turn out pretty cool, and I think you'll like it. Maybe it'll be that Bastion. Maybe it will be the Hulkbuster Lego set, which just looks really cool, and I'm excited to build that at some point. Oop, that fell off. Put that back up. But yeah, I got a couple options of Lego sets that I could build, because it's just, yeah, it's been a while. I think it's time to do another kit. This thing fell off, but hopefully when I put the other piece on, it will stay on. Okay, and then there's a couple pieces on this kit that are a little loosey-goosey, and hopefully I'll be able to figure out why. Oh, so I ran into this on the Sengoku Astray Red, and then it is also on this kit, which makes sense because a lot of parts are identical. There's just a lot of little extra, like, nubbins. Nubbins isn't a technical term, but it's an accurate term. Just little extra pieces of plastic on a lot of the red pieces, and that makes it for not a quite tight fit when you're trying to put these together. And in some instances it's fine, and in others it does just mean that it doesn't, clip in flush where you want it to. All right, so that goes there. Then we need C15, which I remember from the other side. This was an annoying piece to attach. Always thought it was funny that the Hulkbuster armor never really worked except in the Age of Ultron movie. Yeah. Also, the thing about the Lego set is, one, it comes with Falcon, and Falcon has like Lego wings, like Lego pieces wings that look really cool. But the other thing is that the Hulkbuster set comes with Bruce Banner inside of it, not Iron Man. So it's the Hulk is piloting the Hulkbuster, and that is perfect. It's just perfect and great, and exactly what you want. And I'm very excited about it. Yeah, the Hulkbuster doesn't really work against the Hulk, but it works fine with the Hulk. Mr. Bob says, "Oof." But yeah, that set is a cool little set. I'm looking forward to building it. I have a few sets that are the right amount for doing like a one-off build, like the travel build. I have 3 sets of that, so I will bring probably 2 of them, maybe all 3, with me when I go to PAX East, because I think I'll be able to do one stream at PAX East. It's all dependent on the Airbnb I'm staying in. If the internet holds up, it's always a risk, but I'm going to try to stream that night when I get there. That's the hope anyway. And like I said, I could go awry, but I'll give it my all. Gypsy Danger is A-okay. Hulkbuster is the best mech modern cinema, and that makes me sad. I can see that, Mr. Bob. Yeah, I think Gypsy Danger, I think that, there are some mechs out there for the kids. There's not as many, and maybe it's not exactly the ones, you would like it to be, but they're out there. They're doing their thing. That's why kids have television and anime. They got Gridman and the various mobile vehicles that attach to Gridman. Mazer Z, that movie that came out last year, was very good. Kids have that. Alright, so that's A. I need that. 22. I'm going to need F. C, E, and F. F, and then C. There were better mechs in Pacific Rim than the ones they chose to star. I mean, I do enjoy the Russian one. Ultra, yeah. Y'all aren't wrong. There are some cool mechs in that series that I am a fan of. E44. But yeah, there's a bunch of them. That movie and movies have some good mech design, I think. They're very reminiscent of other designs, but I do think that they overall are very good. All right, we're building the ankle here from our Astray red frame, so we're doing that. Yeah, I mean that is a thing that certainly that movie has going for it. Is it has a lot of style, and there's a lot to like about those mechs. I'm a pretty big fan of them. All right, so we got the tiny little pieces here. One of these flew away, and we thought we lost it, and then we found it on Thursday. So hopefully that won't happen today. I think it's got to be a groundswell of support, right? I think that mecha anime, is out there, and I could see, this generation could get into it. Who knows? But I think the current landscape is not so much a big robot piloted by a person. It is a decent sized robot that is a person. Is more engaging and interesting. You know, you can have less mobile suits and more chappies. I think that's where we're headed. Because it's just, yeah, I think people like to have their, you know, you got your, I think you got your big robots, but people want them to be, like, hanging out and friendly, doing their thing. Big, but not too big, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I would bargain for a G Gundam style mobile suit. Yeah, I mean, I could see something like that. Not enough transforming F-14 Tomcats. I hear ya. I mean, the F-14 Tomcat in Girly Air Force doesn't even transform. It's just piloted by a young girl that's not really human that has the soul of a F-14 Tomcat inside of her. Because that's what that fucking show is about. Look, I'll say this. I stopped watching Girly Air Force because I realized while it is like there's interesting, cool things happening in the show, that show is more focused on the dumb guy making these artificial human girls feel more like real girls than it is about like this weird technology and them facing the horrors of aliens and stuff. I was like, oh, this isn't the show I thought it was going to be. It's a bit too harem for my taste. Yes, Satani's right. We'll settle for normal F-14s. We get got that new series, that new movie, I should say, Top Gun. So I'm going to bring this up because it was an epiphany I had, and I think it's pretty funny, and we'll see if y'all like it. So I've mentioned this on, I don't know if I said it on stream, but I definitely mentioned it on Twitter, that I am purchasing some micro-size kits that I'm going to build, and then they all combine into a bigger kit. And it's the second incarnation of the Tony Chopper from One Piece kits. And the small ones are based on some of his transformations, and then you can combine it all together to make one big Tony Chopper. I think I mentioned this before. So I'm getting that. So in thinking about it, I was thinking about Mr. Chopper. Dr. Chopper, I should say. Was thinking about him. And it occurred to me that he is the most likable tsundere character in anime. Because his tsundere qualities are only the fact that he cannot and will not accept a compliment. Tony Chopper does not like compliments. And he reacts, but also he's so tsundere about getting compliments that he reacts so over the top that it's very clear that he does want compliments. But he doesn't act like that all the time. Like he just can't take a compliment, so he then says, "Oh, you idiots! Oh, shut up, you dummy!" But then he's also dancing and waving his arms, and does it in the monster point as well as just as a Tony Chopper. And I like that. He is embarrassed to be good at stuff. He's embarrassed to get praise. Praise really negatively, like he can't take the compliment, and that puts him in tsundere. As I am not a fan of that trope, the girl who is, there are male tsundere, but there predominantly is a female trait, or trope, I should say, not trait, trope. But yeah, I'm not super into that trope, because it gets very fucking annoying. Unless there are some shows where it's taken to the extreme in a way that is comedic. Mr. Bob says, I hate compliments. I need to look this guy up. So, Mr. Bob, the thing with Tony Chopper is, one, Chopper rules. He's a reindeer. that ate a devil fruit. And in the One Piece universe, devil fruits give you powers and abilities. Most of the devil fruits that are eaten by humans. Occasionally there are other instances, but basically it made Tony Chopper, or just Chopper, into a like hybrid of a reindeer and a human. And he wants to be a really good doctor because he wants to heal people. Like that's his MO. He's a great doctor, and he could transform into other forms that are sometimes human-like and sometimes not. And he's a great little friend and a good guy. And does not like to be complimented. In fact, dislikes to be complimented, and reacts so that when you're complimented, is like, nah, you're stupid. But is smiling and kind of does a dance and waves his arms, and it's very cute and endearing, and that is the most important thing, because that is the thing about tsundere that sucks, is that it is annoying. It's not yandere, where it's fucking, like, dangerous and scary, but tsundere is not my favorite. I like his giant form with the spooky eyes. Yes, Monster Point rules. Monster Point is great. I mean, Kung Fu Point is probably my favorite, because why is he so stout as a Kung Fu, like karate? Like, why is that the form he takes? Kung Fu Point is probably my favorite because it is very silly, but Monster Point is pretty great. Alright, so we finished the legs. We're done with the legs. It's time to do the waist. Now, one of the things that's nice about this kit is it does have some cool photos of the thing that we're going to eventually have here, which is the arrow form of the delta form and the tactical armsel form. It's real weird. This whole back thing is... Why is it a compound bow? It is. Who knows? Oh, I finally learned... I forget the name of it. So there's all the different like tropes of generally ladies, but also men in anime. I finally figured out what the too cool for school, but is also seems to be emotionally unavailable character is. I think it's Dandere. I think is his term. I'm probably saying that wrong, and I apologize. But it's basically the idea is that it's just kind of like Rei from Neon Genesis Evangelion is a prime example of this. Like sometimes it's emotionally stunted people or people that are not necessarily fully human, or it could just be that they hide it very well, but they have a heart. They just don't show it. They're like very cool. And I finally learned that what the term was because I've seen a bunch of anime where there's that kind of character, and it's always just like, "What's up?" Like Piccolo is a bit that. Piccolo just seems to have anger. One of the common traits it seems to be that they seem to not want to. They want to express that. They just don't quite know how. Like the girl that turns out to be spoilers. The girl turns out to be an android or an artificial light form. The Melancholy of whatever that show is called. But one of the girls, there's a girl that's like doesn't really say much because she is that deal. Because there's one in what is the show that has that? The regular at Magic School has one, and I was like, what is this fucking character? Melancholy of Ari Shuzuma. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. There's just this character, and I'm like, what is this character's deal? Why is she like talk like that and not react? It's just like, what is this? And it is a trope that I was kind of not really super familiar with. because obviously I knew about Rei, but I didn't realize that there was a trope involved in it. Naoto is it could be for Persona 4 could be considered uh, in that subgenre because she is guarded in her emotions and attempting to not show them. Yuki, yes, yes, Yuki. That's who I was thinking of. Um, but yeah, but you end up with like, cause like, all right, so we're getting into anime talk early tonight because I also don't know what the fuck to talk about. I'll talk about some comedic wrestling. Uh, yes, she's like a computer thing. Yeah. So there's an anime that I am catching up on because I was not told that it was funny. No one told me that there was a new comedy show that I would like. I thought it was just a romance show, and there is romance in it, but it's not about that. Um, it is called uh, Kaguya-sama. Love is War. Hence, now just called Love is War. I'm just going to call it Love is War. And so Love is War is this like prep school for like rich or well-to-do or very intelligent people, like prep school for that, that kind of thing. And it's about the student council president and the student council vice president. And they're both into each other. But neither is willing to admit it because they both think that admitting it gives up power. Love is war. So, they are both unable or unwilling to admit their feelings and at the same time want the other person to take the first step to admit their feelings so that they have some power over them. And it's really funny because there are other characters that like don't fall for that stuff or not interested in that, and they're just goofy characters. Uh, Chica is like this like pink-haired girl that's on the show, and she's really just like not ditzy but like fun. She's the secretary of the student council. Um, but also there's like so the main characters are tsundere with each other. They are unwilling to they are lovey-dovey. They're unwilling to like just date each other, just admit it because they want the other person to admit it. They don't want to be the one to do it. Um, and I'm like engaged. It's pretty funny and pretty cool. If you look up Love is War, it's on Crunchyroll. I think it's like a good show. I got caught up on that. I watched like 4 episodes of it today. I will probably get caught up with wherever it is. I forget what day the new episodes come out, so I have to look that up so I can get caught up by the time the new one comes out. But I was like, oh, how come I didn't know about the show? It's funny. Someone had sent me a clip of the main guy. He turns out to not be good at volleyball and wants to like train to be good at volleyball so that people like don't think that he's bad at a thing. And then it's just I'm not gonna explain the scene, but it's really fucking funny. I might have checked that out. I'm down to 2 shows for the season: Slime and Kimono Friends. Yeah, bored. I cannot watch that show, Kimono Friends. That art style just really fucking bothers me. I wish I could watch it because I know that it's supposed to be cute and fun. Also, the fact that you only have 2 shows is, well, part of it is I might not be watching all these shows if not for the fact that I have this stream and I could talk about it. But I am currently watching actively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shows a week. And then I'm also like letting then that's not counting what shows that not counting? Oh, that's not counting Fairy Tail, which I am not actively watching every week. Boruto, I also probably am not going to watch every week, so let's say 8 because I'll probably like stop watching it and go there. Speaking of shows, I am now also caught up with My Roommate is a Cat. Oh, it's so great, y'all. Y'all watch My Roommate as a Cat. I know it bugs people, but I just like the fun, carefree vibe of Kimono. Here, I'm dropping Shield and replacing it with getting caught up on Mob. Yes, I'm gonna keep watching Shield board because I need to see if it pays off any of the themes that it is currently engaging with, which I have heard it does not, but I still want to see it for myself. I do not recommend that anyone watch Rising the Shield Hero. I do think the ending of this last episode was kind of fun, even though the middle of it is fucked up. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't want to hear about either of those characters wanting to mate or marry the main guy. They're her servants. Ugh. It's fucked. But yeah, also Mob Psycho is great. Um, Mob Psycho this season is so good. Even I did finally watch this week's episode because I wasn't super into it because Reagan I'm sick of, but I'm hoping he gets a bit of a character growth. He has a little bit in this one. It's mostly Mob though, so I am excited to see if he can change a little bit because I'm kind of sick of his shtick. Um, So, what I was saying before, I'm really super into My Roommate as a Cat. I thought it was gonna look when it first saw it. I was like, "Oh, a cute cat." Oh, is this Bakuga again? Uh, is this another show about an antisocial, brilliant dude who, thanks to extraneous circumstances, grows and learns how to be a fucking person? Am I gonna watch that show again? I don't know if I can do that. And it is that, but it's also you also get the cat's perspective, Haru-chan, and you get to like learn about this cat who's never had it good before, who never had a home, who had to like scrape and scrounge for everything, and is for the first time ever like has like a house and someone to care for, and like it's her learning how to be that kind of cat and him learning how to like own a pet, and there are also people involved and it's fucking great. uh Board, I just got your message. That's so kind. Thank you very much for that lovely message. I appreciate it. um That's awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, but going back to what I was saying, please, 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 if you need a new show, My Roommate is a Cat is really good. Um, I'm really super into it. I think it's just a lovely, sweet show that I think that people will be into. Um, so uh, I highly recommend it. Endro is good. Endro's not great. I want a slice of life, and it is a slice of life. I think it's like kind of by the numbers. I think the friendship is very good, but it does feel a little kind of light and a little silly. Um, so I'm not super into it. But I do like it. Um, and I think like there's some good. I think Endro is like if you only can watch a few shows uh, per season, probably skip it. But if you've got the time and if like anime is your major form of entertainment, like Endro is pretty fun. Um, so any other shows I want to talk about here? Kaguya was the new one. Um, yeah, I'm probably gonna let some Boruto episodes kind of stack up. It was nice to kind of watch it because uh, they were doing some stuff uh, with Naruto and some of his former classmates. You know, all grown up, seeing them do their thing. It's pretty fun. Uh, but I wouldn't mind just giving that a break. All right, so it goes in there. Did that. Now I got to do basically this on the other side, which is just going to eventually plug into our leg. So we're just working on that. But yeah, let me know what shows you're watching. I already mentioned, I've been watching a lot. Obviously, I'm watching a lot of shows. So, obviously, Doro is fucking great, but also dark and sad. So maybe you don't want to watch Doro on Amazon. Think you're doing a rewatch of the 2000s mech. I don't know how to say this board. Raytheon. Everybody liking and curious to see if it holds up. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't think I've ever actually watched that show. I know of it, certainly, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it. The show that I started rewatching, which I'm not going to continue, it was kind of fun to check in with it, but I don't think I'm gonna continue, was Flame of Recca. Crunchyroll has Flame of Recca in dub and sub, and I started watching the subtitle of it. It's kind of an Ava clone, but that makes it a bit more sense of service. Oh, okay, that sounds fun, board. But yeah, I've been excited to watch Flame of Recca. I don't think I'm gonna watch the whole thing. It's kind of just fun to watch the beginning because it does get pretty. So it's 10:3. It does get pretty weird. So I don't know if I'm gonna finish it, but it is fun to go take a trip down memory lane now and again. And just see a show you haven't watched in a while. But yeah, let me know if you. Hey y'all, folks have been a little quiet tonight. That's okay. It's a Saturday night. But yeah, if there's any shows you're watching on Crunchyroll or Funimation or whatever, are you catching up on some old shows, doing some rewatches? Yeah, let me know. This is a good season, in my opinion. I will be bummed when we hit the end of that time I got reincarnated as slime, because I do very obviously. I won't shut up about it. I really like that show. So I will be bummed when there is no longer more of it. Because I do think that it's just a good quality anime. I'm just a little dazed, had a few beers, etc. Busy work day. I understand that, Hygarian. No problem at all. You're watching Shield Hero right now, and you're behind. Okay. I just had a huge backlog of Giant Bomb and Waypoint stuff to get through. I understand that if that's your source of entertainment stuff, it can add up. If you have a show that or a thing where there's a lot of podcasts or whatever, it can cause you to get behind. I'm pretty caught up on, because I don't watch every Giant Bomb video. I usually just kind of check out stuff I'm interested in. So that makes things easier. If there's a quick look of a thing that I'm I do not care about that thing, then I just skip it. Makes life a lot easier. 12 goes on the other side. Yeah. Okay. Do that. D. Just here. Almost done with D. We're moving along. We're almost done with the whole kit, other than obviously all the weapons. The base kit at least. Yeah, a Hygarian Shield Hero continues to be weird. They're in a kind of addition. There's a member of the crew, of the party, I should say, not the crew, that is interesting. Bulma Fan 420, says Ambao, was Jeff Gerstmann's name and anthem. That's very funny. That is the only thing about Anthem that interests me. Hey, if you like Anthem, that's cool. I like Max. I want people to like that. I want it to be good. But I do know people actually. I should say this. I do know a couple people that really like Anthem. And I'm glad for them. Cause fuck, man, you gotta good. I hope they have a great time. I have no interest in it. Says, yep. I'll watch Jeff play any piece of shit. I don't care. I understand. Yeah, that's a different thing. There's a difference between you playing and watching someone else play. I sometimes like watching people play bad games, but I also sometimes I'm not in the mood for it. I really wanted Anthem to be new, cool, and a bit revolutionary, but now I'm not gonna buy it. So I should say that Pat Gill over at Polygon made a video that I thought was, one, dumb as fuck, and two, a cool video. The basic premise is that like the Anthem, the main mechs in Anthem aren't interesting. The robot suits are not interesting at all. That it doesn't give any personality to them, and they need some personality. And then he uses the concept, the idea of that they need truck nuts that would give them personality. But it's just general the idea that it needs some spicing up, and which I would agree with. I think it's a funny video, so I would recommend that. But yeah, one of his ideas was, what if one of them had truck nuts? Then you'd be like, oh, the one with truck nuts. So that was a very silly idea. But he does raise a pretty good point of them being pretty bland design and needing some love. And I agree with you that Hygarian, I'm not a huge fan of those myself. But I thought that was a funny thought. Right. So working on our waist here. The skirt doesn't seem to be too troubling, which is great because the Astray really doesn't have much of a skirt, which is good because even master grades don't do them particularly well. Some do all right. Throw it over there, but not all of them. All right, and we got beam torch, huh? Okay. Cool. There's a bunch of just cool looking stuff in this kit. This kit is very involved and interesting, I think. 6 here. But yeah, nothing but the finest Yosemite Sam mud flaps for my mech. Yeah, I mean, some kind of personality. I've been playing Apex. I'm enjoying Apex. Still. Not great at it, but I'm not bad at it. I'll get my kills in. I support my teammates. I have some fun playing with a couple IRL friends, and then occasionally I'll play with randos as well. But generally, if I'm not playing with people I know, I'm just playing Hearthstone. Board says a sticker of Calvin peeing on something. Yeah, there you go. How does nobody run in a mobile suit that says, how's my driving? Or how's my piloting? I guess I should say, not how's my driving. But yeah, throw that sticker on there. Alright, so we're going to add the lower body here. Always the fun challenge of, can I connect these pieces without something breaking horribly? And the answer is sometimes no. So I'm going to take my time with it. Try to get this right here. Go something like that. Yeah, I like that. All right, I'm going to do that on this one here too. Instead of connecting this joint one way, I'll do it the opposite. So I've been playing Carrier Deck and Aircraft Carrier Sim Management games, says Hygarian. Picked it up on Steam sale last weekend. I've dumped hours and hours into it. It's so my jam. That sounds like something I would not want to play. But it does sound fucking awesome. So I'm glad you found it. I'm glad that it's your jam. Because that is not my jam. But it sounds perfect for someone. An Uber light on it. Yeah. One of the lift mustaches. Yeah. It was like $5 and it's consumed me. Hygarian, $5 and consumed you sounds fucking awesome. I get it. Alright. So here's our Astray. Red frame. Mostly done. Obviously there's some stuff to do for this kit. We've got some weapons to build. A huge array, a cadre of weapons to put together. and a base. It does come with its own base, display stand, which we'll build, which is cool. And yeah, what's also kind of neat is you can just put the big weapon on the base if you want. So $5 in consumer. Yes, you said that. Yeah. All right, so let's get going on the weapons. We'll get started here, and then I will take my break. Humbao just cheered. Thank you very much for the cheer, Humbao. Always appreciate it. Bits and cheers, you know, those things always help. They add up, mean a lot. But yeah, our red frame is mostly done. We've got weapon stuff to do. Alright, so we need K and I. K and I. Alright. Yeah, I haven't really been playing anything besides, like I said, I'm doing a lot of Hearthstone. I've been trying to rank up, but I've been having a rough go of it because the decks I like to play are just fun. They're not good decks. So, you know, it makes it tough. Like I said, it's a very, I'm having a good time with it. It's a can add up to can be rough because like I want my decks to be silly and fun, and then eventually I just lose a lot in a row, and that's rough. All right, so this goes like this. So we're doing here, we're working on the tactical arms too, which eventually is the thing on the back. You can see it on the sides. That's like a shield thing and a weapons thing and a big bow. It's a whole lot of shit. It's the reason there's a stand, just because it wouldn't work without it. So we'll do basically do these two at a time here. Get with the weapons here first. 4 and 4 and 2. But yeah, if it's letting me build it 2 at a time, I will build it 2 at a time. And then yeah, add a little bit. We'll take our break and I'll, you know, start spouting out ways that you can support the stream and all that shit. Various ways you can do it. Okay. Let's just go like this. Yeah. Alright, let's go like that. This goes like that. Yeah. I'll probably talk about it more after the break, but I'll say this now. Last night I did go to a comedy wrestling show. It's called Extremely Serious Wrestling, XSW, and it's a very fun show. And I had a really fucking good time. It was nice to see some friends and see a cool show. Just gotta get out of the house. It was nice. I'm trying to get out more and keep busy because, as you know, I am currently unemployed. Sounds like a good time since I guarantee it was really fun. But yeah, so considering that I'm unemployed, I am trying to find reasons to leave the house. Like, I'm doing stuff when I'm home, but leaving the house means that I can kind of keep up on things, and I'll take a longer walk home, and I'll go farther out of my way. I'll get off a stop early on the subway and walk for a bit and try to keep movement up and momentum going, and then to keep my state of mind good is basically the goal, because otherwise I will just, I don't want to fall into a depressive state, and that's certainly a possibility, which I would like to avoid, if at all possible. So yeah, it's got to keep in a good outlook, and yesterday that was the thing I did. Which was like go and see friends. And there's also a couple friends that my friend Matt, I saw as of last month, saw weekly. I saw him every Wednesday, and now I won't see him every Wednesday. And so it was very nice to, you know, have a little time to hang out with them and see what was going on. I have to try to be better about that, about making time to see people and to do stuff. The hope is that I can do a good job of that. Because as mentioned, Hygarian says self-care. Yeah, it is. It is self-care. It is also self-preservation. It's important for me to remind myself now and again that, like, staying home and just, not showering and just laying around isn't good for me. But yeah, it was really nice to be out and to see people, even with the subway being shitty as fuck, which it was. It was still nice to, like, go and do a thing and see people, and the XSW folks are fantastic. I didn't know that Orange Cassidy, who is currently the independent wrestling champion, the independent wrestling belt is it's, in my mind, it is attempting to be the NWA championship belt, where, like, it can go from promotion to promotion and be defended on various promotions, and it's like an agreement among many independent wrestlers who has it and who keeps it. And the idea is that it's people that perform it at a variety of locations and venues, and it's fucking cool. But yeah, the current champion, Orange Cassidy, who has such a difficult wrestling gimmick that he does so well. Orange Cassidy's gimmick is that he is lazy. And that's the gimmick. That he's like, so he won't lift the middle rope and climb between the middle and the bottom rope. He'll roll, no matter what, he'll always roll into the ring underneath the bottom rope. He's the champion, right? So you think he'd be wearing the belt around his waist? No. He carries it in a backpack because it's easier to carry it in a backpack. He will sometimes do a flurry of offense, like he's ready to go, ready to do it, and then he will, like, pump himself up, run the ropes, and then go like that and roll away, and then someone has to be like, no, hey, go do it. He has yawned. He has gotten tired. He's done, like, you may notice the old the chop where you chop someone and they chop you back and it's the contest. He will give up on that and be like, oh, you do it. Or you may know the classic lucha where it's the folks that are getting out of moves and ducking and jumping over each other. He'll be like, okay, you do all that, and he'll just lay it there. But he knows when he actually has to wrestle. Orange Cassidy has performed in Chikara under a mask, and I am not going to break kayfabe and tell you what wrestler he has been in Chikara, but he is a skilled wrestler. This is not a lazy gimmick because he's a bad wrestler. He is really great, and he's doing a very difficult game. His bit is hard to do, but he's really good at it. Yeah, he's really fun to watch. I recommend looking it up. Hygarian says someone who doesn't really watch wrestling. That sounds amazing. Yeah, because, like, you think, like, oh, he doesn't want to wrestle. That's a bad gimmick. It's not he doesn't want to wrestle. He's just tired and, like, wants to take it easy. He's great. He's wrestled a lot with Chuck Taylor, the Southern Gentleman. He's not a Southern Gentleman. And it's fun because Chuck is very good at being loud and expressive. So he'll just get frustrated with his own tag team partner and just be like, no, do something, do it. And it's very fucking funny. He's very good at just being like, come on, do it, do the thing. It's a good bit. I recommend it. I'm always tired, so I can relate to Hygarian. I hear you, Hygarian. I am often pretty tired myself. Alright, go over here. I'm going to do this one on the other side here. So yeah, so these are weapons. So you can see it's a gun mode, but then also you can do this and fold it up and do it can do a bunch of stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. I yawned as I wrote that joke. Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, so Orange Cassidy made an appearance at the show because he gets comedy wrestling. And he did a great job. It was a good bit. My favorite, not Chikara. This is Extremely Serious Wrestling. So Extremely Serious Wrestling is to explain it, it is comedy wrestling. It is high on comedy. It takes place at a comedy theater. The gimmick is just that it's a wrestling show, but it is, all intents and purposes, a wrestling league. It's just that it's comedic, but there is wrestling matches. It's not like, League of Heels where we play video games instead of wrestling. They do wrestle. It's just that they are they are doing it in a comedy format. Some of them have training. A lot of them are just wrestling fans. My favorite right now is a parody of the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. He is the Make Art Kid Shawn from Michaels. He made his shirt. He made his shirt himself. That is his gimmick. Is that he is? What if? Yeah, he's Shawn Michaels, but he's a guy that works at Michaels, and he does a lot of crafts. His tights have googly eyes all over them. It's a very funny, silly gimmick, and I'm really into it. So yeah, it's my friend Riley. Some folks may know him as his other alter ego, his most famous alter ego of Vacation Jason. But yeah, Shawn from Michaels is just a great character. Good gimmick. But yeah, some people might know him from the Chris Gethard show. Reoccurring appearances there. They have stuff in the vein where the Repo Man was taking Macho Man's hat. So it is all like, it is a lot of goofiness. It focuses on the goofy parts. Like there are matches. Like there was so instead of a contract in a briefcase, like the Money in the Bank, right? So they did their version of Money in the Bank. Their version of Money in the Bank was that they had WikiLeaks in an envelope. And you had to climb the ladder and get the WikiLeaks envelope, which means you can blackmail your way into a match at any time you want. So that was their take on it. And they had Senator Gladhand, who is a scummy local state senator, wrestle Brian Truth, who is a conspiracy theorist nut. And the third person in it was Phil M. Film, who was like an old-timey, uses a big megaphone director. Those were the three people in this match. In the winner has a guaranteed contract. Yeah, it is very silly. It's on purpose, very goofy. It is a comedy show. They do take their wrestling seriously in that there are people that have been trained to be wrestlers and know what they're doing in the ring and have a competency in the world of wrestling. They can do moves and they understand it. But it also is a comedy show at a comedy theater. I believe some of the shows are on Powerbomb.tv, which is a streaming service that also has archives. But yeah, they do a great job with it. It's a fun show. I enjoy it a lot, and it was nice to just be out and be with people and see a cool show and see some friends that I haven't seen in a bit. It was good for my old mental health. And as you know, I am a wrestling fan, so it was also nice to just go to a goofy wrestling show. Yeah. It was really fun. I'm a big fan of that stuff. So, all right, I'm going to finish this part off here And then before we get into the next part, I will do all my ad break stuff. I'll start that now. First and foremost, as mentioned, always appreciate bits and cheers. Those get me a faster payout through Twitch because it gets the level where they have to pay me out quicker. If you are just watching and you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing. At the very least, give me a follow. Set your notification on so that you know when I go live. Follows are great. But yeah, becoming a subscriber, you get the Bear Cave emote at the $5 level. Hygarian just cheered 500. Hygarian, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I also love that now between you and Spaced and Robot Crank, everyone's at 500. That's a good number there. But yeah, that's huge and very helpful. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, if you're a subscriber, you get the Bear Cave emote. As I said at the beginning of the stream, they've opened up, so now my tier 1 can have 2 emotes. So eventually, very soon, you will also have the Lego Pat emote as well. I have to get that set up because I want to wait until I get my new one, which will be the tier 2 emote. Once I have that, then I'll move that to the other stage. You get what I'm saying. Another way to support me is by joining my Patreon. I just sent out today my monthly Q&A that everyone who backs me on Patreon gets. They're the only ones that get that. I answer 2 questions about my schedule for this month or for this year as far as conventions, and then something about kits that I was looking forward to building. Talked about that there. $5 a month gets these videos early before everyone else. All the videos I make, my background and characters, my Let Pat Play series, everything. The only thing they don't get early is announcements I make about League of Heels because those are time sensitive. So I don't send those out early. I have an Amazon wish list. I just heard from Board that Board bought a couple things off my wish list, which is rad as fuck. I know one of them because I can see that it's not on my wish list right now, and that is that's a Lego set that was purchased, and then I don't know what else was bought, but apparently a couple of things from my wish list were bought. That's great. And if there's something you think you would love to see me build on stream that isn't on my wish list, let me know. I'd always be interested in maybe putting something up and building something in the future. So let me know. Oh, I think I know 2 of the things that were bought off my wish list that I don't see there anymore. Ooh, okay. Very cool. But yeah, that super helps because I'm building 6 hours a week here. And having kits ready for me to build them is great because it just means that I can focus on the building. But anything I make from my Patreon or from Twitch or from my coffee, which I'll link now, goes into me buying more kits to build. So it's very much appreciated. And then I also have the Build with Bear community, my Discord. Feel free to join my Discord. It would be nice to have you there. And then, I usually link to people to things. I'll just say youtube.com/PatBear is my website, is my YouTube channel. It's where I do a weekly Let Pat Play all through February. I've been doing a Let's Play series looking at mods and cheats in Fallout New Vegas, and my last one's going up this coming Monday, 2 days. And then next month I am doing Uncommon Wealth, which is a series of looking at mods and cheats in Fallout 4. And I'm excited for that as well. Yeah. Once we hit March, I'll start talking about the streams I'm doing. I'm going to start working on Friday nights and Sunday nights, just like a little bit, nothing major. But it will mean that I will not be able to do streams on until maybe I might do some really late night on Friday. But I might do Sunday because it won't be that late. So I might add like a 10 p.m. Sunday stream or something like that. I haven't decided yet. I haven't figured it out. I have to decide that stuff. But Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm still going to be streaming at the normal time. And then we'll still do bonus streams when I can. The last weekend of March, I will be at PAX East. So that Thursday, I will have a stream for you to watch, which will be a live show, which I will host here in the chat. And then Sunday morning, I'll have another panel that will be streamed. And then the goal is that Wednesday of that week, I will hopefully stream from the road, and then hopefully find another time to at least do a hangout stream. In between things, I might just do a quick like, hey, I'm here in the booth, and this works out okay, so I'm saying hi, like that kind of thing. Just do a test stream. But yeah, that's the hope anyway, is that I'll be able to do some streams. So, and I'll that 1 week I might just have, I won't hit my 6 hours of building. Like that's gonna happen now and again. The only conventions I'm traveling to are PAX West and PAX East this year. All my other conventions will be in New York, so I will be able to, be out in the day at New York Comic Con and then come home and stream. That's the plan anyway. I guess that could change. I don't expect it to, but I could end up going to San Diego for San Diego Comic Con. I don't expect to. I'm not going to go. I'm not planning on. I don't have any belief that I will go to TwitchCon. TwitchCon is in San Diego this year, so there was the thought that maybe like I would go out there and do something with Aaron, because that is where Aaron lives now. But I'm not making that call for him. Also, I don't think I can afford to go out to San Diego just on my own. So, but the thought did occur to me. Board says, I got you the Lego Ninjago Legacy Golden Dragon and Golden Samurai mech. Also the Overwatch Diva and Rey and the Bandai Hobby Gundam Trooper. That is incredible. Board, that's unbelievable. Thank you so much for that. That's too much and rad as fuck. Thank you very much, Board. We're going to have plenty of things to build. Most likely, I will be doing the... not most likely, I'm definitely just going to do it. You'll be a building fool. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to write that down so that I can keep a lookout for those. That's incredible. Thank you so much for that, Board. I'm going to be doing the... Yeah, throw the Bear Cave mode in there like Hygarian did. That's rad as fuck. I am going to be doing the Bastion Lego set will be the next one, I assume, or the Spider-Man. I'm going to put a vote up because we've got a couple days left of this. But once I do that, I'll definitely start doing polls for the wish list stuff that you send, because that's fucking awesome. All right, so that's L3. Not L5. Grabbed the wrong piece. That's rad as hell. Thank you so much, Board. I really appreciate that. Nice having some stuff. But yeah, I'm going to put up the 2 Lego sets I have, and that'll be the next thing I build, and then we'll wait, and then I'll do more polls for stuff off of the wish list that comes in, which is always cool and fun. So, all right, so this goes like this. Alright, working more on our weapon thing here. I'm excited for PAX. It'll be nice to see some people and to get out and travel a bit and have something fun going on. Looking forward to that. And then yeah, like I said, I'm kind of keeping a bit of a homebody here. For a little while. Not much, but just a little bit, because I'm like, I've got, Uh, got responsibilities and things I need to do, but also, I have to uh, have money. So I kind of want to focus on being here in my hometown. But it still means I get to go to FlameCon, and I mean, like I said, there are 3 conventions that I'm going to in New York this year. New York Comic Con, of course. Anime Next, I want to go to this year. I want to go to Anime Next. It's in November. I didn't go last year because it was right. I was going to be traveling for PAX Unplugged, which I'm not going to go to this year. So I was like, oh, I don't want to go. So I didn't go to what you call it, to Anime NYC, Anime NYC, not Anime Next. Anime Next is another place. Anime NYC. I'm gonna go, and at the very least, Bandai is gonna be there, right? Bluefin will be there. I can buy a couple kits and see some stuff and take some photos and see some cosplayers. Hagirian asks if I've ever been to GDQ. I have not. As someone who is not a game developer, the Game Developers Conference is not something that I would need to go to. So yeah, never been. Never worked in games, so it's been a thing where, like, that and dice are things that seem cool. Oh, not GDC. You wrote GDQ, and I read it as GDC because that is coming up. You mean Games Done Quick, Hungarian? No, I have never been to Games Done Quick. That's something I've just certainly thought about going to. Just never been. They are often, which makes a lot of sense, in just like a weird locale. But I have certainly thought about it. I might, I might go in the future. But I think I would have fun there. I just haven't had the opportunity to go. All right, so we need LO. Yeah, often in like Minnesota. Yeah, I should definitely like look into it. It's just a thing that um, it's never occurred to me in a reasonable time frame that is a thing that I could go to. So then I have never gone, which is silly of me, and I should just go to it because I would have fun. But yeah, I gotta look ahead in the events. But also, like I said, I'm not trying to travel much this year. Like, I'm thrilled that I can go to FlameCon. I still don't know if I'm doing anything in FlameCon. I have put in to run a thing and volunteer my time. Because I volunteered my time last year. It was really fun. So I'm going to try to do that again. It's a way to give back, but yeah, I haven't necessarily nailed down anything about any travel outside of. I'm gonna go to PAX West because I don't miss PAX West. Which is the bummer that PAX West is the same weekend as Crunchyroll Expo, because Anime Next is fun, but it's not the same thing. And I would like to go to Crunchyroll Expo some year. I think it would be cool. It would be fun to go to. So I would like to do that at some point, but necessarily wouldn't make sense. I might go to Awesome Con. Awesome Con is in Washington, D.C. It is a general like pop culture convention in DC, and seems to be pretty cool. I might go there because I could probably just go for a day, or like go and crash on someone's like hotel and come back the next day. It's reasonably priced to get to DC from New York, so I'm thinking about that. And even a day trip, like wake up really early and go and then come back, is something I could do. So I'm thinking about it. And then also in June, there's a thing called Brooklyn Comic Con, which I have heard nothing about, and I don't know who puts it on. And it's so here's the thing that kind of bummed me out. If you go to their website, it lists like a focus on cosplay and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and in none of their description does it say anything about comic books. And I understand that Comic Con can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but like at least say that you have comic creators coming, because then otherwise just call it your pop convention. Don't call it a Comic Con if you don't have any. If you're not going to say that you have comic book creators coming, just think. I miss DC sometimes. I could really go for a half smoke from Ben's Chili Ball. Ooh. Yes, Hygarian says a red flag. Yeah, it's a bit of a red flag, right? But then they're not like talking about who their comic creators are. Like, are you all a Comic Con? I don't know. It didn't seem like something I was really gonna be into. I like DC a lot. I haven't been in a bit. But yeah, Awesome Con seems pretty cool, so I might end up there. But I don't know. All right, so we'll do this with this. Keep working on here. Could do. O and K. This is O and K. Great. K14. K14. Yeah. They're putting the con and Comic Con. Yeah, I mean, board. I don't like I said. It just felt a little weird. It might just be that they're so new, they just don't know who they're getting, or they're not ready to announce it yet. But I'm gonna look at the website. They're in the Brooklyn Expo Center, which I like. It's a fine venue. But it's also like there's New York Comic Con. So what are we all doing here? Oh, it's a non-profit. All right. It says a non-profit. That's good. I like that. Yeah, it's in June. So you scroll down, it says programming, gaming, cosplay, local eats. Like, those are the things that they're pushing. That's cool. Cosplay rules. Don't get me wrong. Gaming is fun. Local eats sounds like a good way to get some more advertisement. But it. And they have a bunch of polls that I don't understand. But it literally doesn't say anything about comic book creators. Still no. What the fuck? Vendor booths, artist alley. Okay, apparently there's going to be an artist alley. Like, a part of it is that they're going to have like dem local eats. Yeah. I am now looking at getting half snakes shipped cross country. So one of the things that they have is they're gonna have like sets for cosplay photos, and I'm like, that sounds awesome. That does sound cool. Who's coming to your fucking thing? What is this? Half smokes. That's an unfortunate autocorrect. Asmo, that's what I thought you were saying when you said half snakes. But also, half of a snake or half snake, half something else? What you trying to ship? What's your thing? What is this? What's happening? K12. Wait. Why don't I have what K12 is? What did I... Ooh. Okay. It's wrong. It's PC12. I put K12 in a place that's supposed to be PC12. I fucked up. It's supposed to be that. That's why sometimes when they put, this is good to know. So these are the rubber, connectors. Sometimes they have pieces that are made out of plastic that look like them, and I fucked up and put the wrong thing in there. So now I have to take these apart slowly and carefully and replace them. So this is a good like a little tip here. A designated photo area with sets is a neat idea for cosplay. I totally agree with you, Board. But like to me, that's a thing that you like don't need to advertise. You just have like it sounds like they're like trying to attract cosplayers to come to the convention, which I think is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I am not here to say that that is not fucking cool. I'm just saying it seems weird that that is one of your that gaming with a photo of the N64 controller. Okay, speaking in my language, like that. Local eats and cosplay are the big things you're saying. Like, check out our Brooklyn Comic Con. Like, I don't know. It just seems weird. Like, I don't know the last time I went to a convention page for any convention that didn't have a bunch of fucking photos of artists and writers I don't know. Like if you go to awesomecon.com, awesome-con, the first thing that popped up for me is that Ralph Macchio will be there. The cast of Karate Kid comes to AwesomeCon. They are telling you right away, holy shit, Anthony Michael Hall is going to be there. And Kelly LeBrock is going to be there. And the other guy from Weird Science. Like, Matt Smith's going to be at AwesomeCon. They want you to fucking know that shit. Like, that's what conventions do. So the fact that, like, Brooklyn Comic Con is just like, hey, we have a convention in 4 months, and we're not going to tell you any names. Seems most of the setup is getting vendors set up. Yes, board. And that's important. Hygarian says, I can grab McDonald's and do my makeup at home. I mean, look, local eats is cool, especially if, I like the idea of that as a way to, hey, if you're coming to this from the outside of New York, here's a way to experience some cool food stuff and check out some stuff. That is a thing that Brooklyn is known for, is a lot of cool local food, artisan-owned food shops. Is a thing. So, great. Highlight that. I like that. But it does feel weird that they're not like, Jamie Lee Curtis is coming. Hi, folks. I'm the other guy from Weird Science. Yeah, I didn't even want to try to say his name. I don't know who he is. He's the other guy from Weird Science. He's the other guy he's the not Anthony Michael Hall from Weird Science. Whatever. He's going to be there. I'm sure a Power Ranger is going to AwesomeCon. I'm sure more than one Power Ranger is going to AwesomeCon. Possibly several. Like, that makes sense. And I'm sure that Brooklyn Comic Con will have people. It just seems weird that they're not, like, fucking telling me about it on their website. Alright, I have now replaced one of the two things I need to replace on the... I gotta do the other one next. But I did one of these. This is silly of me. But yeah, there's PC12 and K12. And they don't look identical, but they're close enough in size that I got confused and put the wrong piece in. Luckily, they're near each other in build order. Now I have to do the same thing on the other side because I have to replace this with this. So let's do that. One I went to in Lexington a few years ago was basically a Ranger Con. There were so many. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of Power Rangers shows. There are a lot of Power Rangers. Yeah, and if you're in New York or San Diego, the LA conventions, like, they go to a lot of them because that's part of their jobs. Makes sense. My friend Neil was in the Paul Feig made for Yahoo's website, so nobody remembers it, space show. But Neil was also in the Paul Feig Ghostbusters, and then a few other things. He's been in a few other things as well. But I've been telling him, I'm like, Neil, when you're working in LA, you gotta fucking sign up to go to these conventions. Like, you gotta do it, man. And he's like, get some headshots printed up, get a still from the movie as your shot. Fucking make a couple bucks. You get a kid if you're not working a job. He wrote on the Independent Spirit Awards that were airing today. Neil Casey is awesome. He was the fucking villain in Ghostbusters, which is a nonsense thing to say. But Neil rules, and I was like, Neil, you gotta go, man. You've been in sci-fi movies. It's time. Cash in. He doesn't want to do that. All right. So we found the piece we needed. We need 010 and 09. Great. As always, having that sponger is very helpful for this kind of stuff. The Mauve Ranger. There was an argument happening that I did not get involved in on Twitter about which is the better version of Tommy, White Ranger or Green Ranger. Now, that's not as easy an answer as one might think. Because Tiger, not as cool as Dragon, certainly. Green Ranger's Dragon, way cooler. Green Ranger also, gold armor. Why does he have a gold chest piece? That's weird. No other Ranger has that. What's up with that? But then the fact that the Dragon Zord is awesome. But then also, as Ultron says, the White Ranger has a fucking flute. And Tommy summons his Zord by playing the fucking flute. And that can't be discounted. That can't be taken lightly. That is very good and bad. Very good and very bad. It is a combination of very good and very bad. So it's a tougher thing than that. Because I think magic flutes are cool. I think the White Ranger's look isn't as good. But I do think that the Green Ranger... Here's the thing. The Dragon Zord fucking owns. And that unfortunately is case closed. Dragon Zord is way better than the White Ranger's Zord. So, sorry. Power move for a Power Ranger, yeah. But yeah, it's a goddamn dragon. Fucking is awesome. Sorry. But it did give me pause. The flute did give me go like, I don't know. I'm going to look up the White Ranger here. I'm just going to look at a photo of the White Ranger. Don't mind me. I mean, so the White Ranger does have, like, a lot of gold in him. He's got a lot of fucking gold. Yeah, and he's got a flute sword. Like, that's... But the hilt of his sword is a tiger. That's dumb. Yeah. I mean... Yeah, I want to give it up. I do think that the Green Ranger edges out. I think it's just slightly better. Yeah, I think Dragon Head is better than Tiger Head. I don't know. Please, please, if you have your opinions on it, that's fine. I'm not here to say that you're wrong or anything. I just, in my mind, Green Ranger wins. Also, gotta run, Pat. Have a good night. See you next time. Bye, board. Thanks for joining me. I mean, they're both Tommy. Ultron, you're right. But Green Ranger Tommy is, oh, I'm a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I can overcome this. I'm here to help. I'm the sixth Ranger. White Ranger Tommy is, I'm in charge now. Tough shit, Jason. I'm the new guy on the team, but I am now the defunct leader of the group. And I don't know where the fuck that happened. I don't know how White Ranger became like, say, I'm here to do this, and now it's my job to be in charge of y'all, because I'm the White Ranger. I got brainwashed into being evil. The Proto-Man of the team or the Rodimus of the team. Yes. To me, it's like, it's like the mysterious new member, but then now he's the new leader, and you're like, meh, I don't know about that. Green Ranger just has more mystique. Alright, so we need 07 and 8. I don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into it, but that's my opinion anyway. Jason was clearly the leader of the team, and then all of a sudden he was not the leader of the team. Not that he had... I don't think they voted. I think he was just default the leader guy. But yeah, I'll take Proto-Man over Rodimus any day of the week. Rodimus Prime. Oh, I got a cool van now. I'm a cool van. Cool future van. That's my transformation. I got the Matrix of Leadership for no apparent reason. Check me out. All right. This is for no one. Every once in a while, I just talk about a thing that is for 0 people. Thanks for everybody that's hanging out tonight. I know that Saturdays sometimes are a little silly for me. Got to recharge the old banks here. We're back, we're going to keep going for a little bit, and then on Monday we'll be back with more building and all that. Sunday's a good day for me to kind of recharge my batteries from streaming. Last week was tough because, we went from streaming on Thursday and Friday building, and then Saturday was the Anime Awards, which was fun, but it was a lot. I've chosen Green Ranger because I've been researching the Astray green frame for about 20 times today, and it is too much. Okay. Yeah, the green frame is interesting. I'm going to go look at a photo of that. I'm just looking at photos. Yeah, it is, it's got a big old, it's just got, it's got like a sword that's a bunch of swords and a gun. And then it also has just all of the guns. It's like heavy arms. It's got a heavy arms thing to it. But then it also has like a sword that has 2 beam katanas on it. And then also like an axe. And then it also has Gatling guns and laser guns and shielding and missiles. Like I said, like a heavy arms. And then sometimes it also has beam katana or regular old sabers, like the red frame. It's a lot. It's just a fucking lot. Oh, that's the unicorn. Oh, sorry. And you said it as in price. Yes, Ultron. I'm sure it's a lot of money. But it is also, don't get me wrong, Ultron. I agree with you that it's a lot of money. It's also, I think you can agree with me, a fucking lot. There's a lot going on there. Alright, so let's build the PC-11 here. We're building the beam or sorry, the torch. What's it called? Yeah, I gotta pick that up there. Beam torch. Putting together the beam torch. Totally, yeah. I mean, all of the Astray kits are like a fucking lot. But yeah, the one that basically looks like too much of a heavy arms is pretty great. I do like them. It's just a lot going on there. Now I have the Power Ranger theme stuck in my head. Which, there's been worse. So I've been mentioning the chopper kits. Those will be a while before I build them all because some of those are coming from Japan. And then I was told there's a place that I think that's Kit Bash, you said. Is it? Second gear. Okay, that could be a Kit Bash. All right. It might be. I mean, oh, that does look like a Kit Bash. Yeah, because a lot of those pieces look okay. I mean, it's a good Kit Bash. Yeah, I mean, even the other non-Kit Bash version is still really cool. I have a very important update from the Penguin Flyers game played outdoors tonight. Gritty went streaking. He was eventually apprehended and ejected. The green frame is way stripped down and basic. Okay, so that was a modified. Asmo, the Gritty was apprehended and ejected. Oh, man. That's very funny. Thank you for the update. Nonsense. All right, so we almost finished this thing. We're going to do N on here. And 1. Free Gritty. Yes. Yeah, I like the green frame. And the red frame obviously is really cool. These two, I mean, the weapons, you know, I can't do final judgment until we assemble all the weapons and I get a real sense of how they work. But the Sengoku with its big weird shoulder arms kind of has taken the lead in my opinion as my preferred kit of the two. And the weird demon head shield. But, you know, we haven't built all these weapons. I don't know how this weapon frame thing is, how I'm going to like that. I might fucking love it. So 15 and 15. Gritty without his jersey is surprisingly disturbing. I don't doubt that. I look forward to seeing more about that on the internet. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Asmo. Very much appreciate that. Hey, folks that are just joining in, we're going another, I don't know, 15 minutes, probably 20 minutes or so with this build. So I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, this is the Astray Red frame. Model kit was purchased by Alex Navarro from my Amazon wish list, which is rad as fuck. Thank you, Alex. And I'm excited to build it because it's a cool kit. Yeah, it's fun to have that Rich Gallup bought the Sengoku and then Alex bought this one because they both were like, I don't really know what to get, but that looks fucking cool. It's got basically Alex was just like, I don't know, it had swords, so I got it. I thought he was like, I didn't know they could have swords, and I was like, yeah, fucking rules. They can't have just blade weapons. And some of them do. Some of them have beam katanas, and some of them have just fucking katanas. Big old fan. So next Wednesday at 9 p.m. I will be doing my monthly bonus game stream. That is a stream where I play games with the chat. We're playing lots of Jackbox games. I'm going to play some. Okay, going on here. I'm going to be playing. To start off the night, I will start by playing some Hearthstone, and then we will jump into playing Jackbox games with the chat, and that'll be very fun. So please tune in for that. That's Wednesday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be the monthly bonus game stream. And then that Thursday, the day after, will be the last stream of the month. And as you know, at the last stream of the month, I give away a model kit that I've built on stream to somebody that to a subscriber. So make sure that your subscription is renewed at that time. And I'm going to look up what that kit is because I forget. I have it written down. I am giving away the Goof Custom. So if you want, you could win the Goof Custom. That is such an awesome kit. The weapons on it are so rad. That was in like one episode of the anime, and people would just like went nuts for it. So someone's going to win the Goof Custom. I'm very excited to get that to a lovely subscriber. So yeah. That'll be next Thursday. I'll do that, and I just do that. And you don't have to be in the stream to win. And any subscriber is eligible. I do a random drawing, and you don't have to be there to win. I started running into wall priest decks in Hearthstone, and boy, they're not fun to deal with. Asmo, I totally agree. You have to, well, you either need to have some tech cards in there, you know, some silence effects, maybe Black Knight, you know, just to kill some random annoying what do you call it? Oh, random annoying taunts. But you can also just play aggro and try to always have an answer that is just things you could run into. My modified quest spell hunter deck that I play is good against wall priest because you have a bunch of ways to modify your cards so they can do poison. You have the ability to have a lot of just dropping like one cost minions that can do 4 damage. You've got you can flood your board and refill when you're, you know, for their board clears or for mass hysteria. It's pretty good against that deck, but it does lose to that deck. Don't get me wrong. Eventually you will lose. If they have the right cards and they can suddenly just refill their board with full health, big taunts. Yeah, wall priests can be particularly difficult. You have to fight them really fast, which is easier said than done. All right, so we are slowly getting together our weapons here. Okay, that goes in like that. Did I do this wrong? I have it faced the wrong way. We're getting here our big bow thing. Might have. No, do that. Nope. Why isn't this not clipping in? Should. Yeah, I wanted to play around with that deck since you played it, but I haven't had the motivation until now. Yeah. The other good, it's not a good deck, but it's a weird deck, is the you can play the Shaman Evolution deck that Brian Kibler made, because there's the card that any spell you played in your previous turn you get back, and so if you play Unstable Evolution for a bunch, you then get a bunch of Unstable Evolutions, and you can then Unstable Evolution your way into fighting through the taunts. It's not perfect, because you could always do it bad, but... And then more decks need that card that reset Mojo or whatever, that resets your mana, because that can really take the wind out of the sails of that priest deck. Suddenly they just have no mana again. I don't know why this is not connecting right. this off here. See if we can get this one to work. Huh. Alright, that got on. Very difficult to put these on. Alright, well, I got that on. Cool, so yeah, we're getting closer here to make this thing a thing that's supposed to be. We got more pieces attached to it, though. There's a lot more pieces attached to it. Jesus. K13. There. Is this one? Yeah, I'm still having fun with Hearthstone. Still enjoy it. I am sick of playing the same decks over and over again, but being that I'm at rank 18 in standard, I still run into some. It's not that bad. And then, when I'm really bored, I just play my Tespionage deck because it's still incredibly fun playing espionage. Like, as long as you're not Tess isn't fun against what was it? Oh, yeah, Tess isn't fun against another rogue, but any other deck, it's really fucking fun. So I'll jump in and play Tespionage when I'm really looking to just have a really silly game and win, and have like 2 1-cost Death Knights in the same game. I played as a warrior and got basically 2 Death Knights, and it was really fun and silly. Alright, so it's going to go in this. I'm going to build 2 of these. I need C9. C9. But yeah, that'll be on Wednesday. I'll probably play, like I said, I'll play Hearthstone just to let the chat build up, and then we'll jump in, we'll play some Quiplash stuff, and that should be pretty fun on a Wednesday evening. And I set aside 3 hours for that, but I don't think we'll be there the whole 3 hours, but at the very least we'll do it too. It'll be fun. That's next week. And then I gotta put my March schedule up, but of course I am streaming on Monday as well. My Monday stream will continue as always. Monday night build stream. Talk about some anime, and we'll talk about what's going on the week and all that stuff. Yeah. All right. That, and then we need 11 and 12. I'm probably gonna pop out of the stream in a couple minutes. We'll just we'll try to get closer to finishing this big weapon here. We got more to do, but I'll do a little bit more of it. Big old weird weapon. And then we need 12. But yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight with me, folks. Always appreciate it. A little bit of low-key stream tonight. Certainly not the big old hype of last Saturday watching the anime awards. But that was fun to do. I was happy to do it. I'm going to look for things to do, stuff like that. Like, live streams that we can co-stream that I won't get, my channel won't get in trouble to do, like things that are approved like that. It was really fun. I would like opportunities to do that. And I have thought about doing that kind of like watch along, like learning Shout TV's schedule, and because apparently they're very cool with co-streaming anytime. I thought that could be fun. It was fun to like watch Starcade and talk over it. So I'm like, maybe we will do that. That was pretty neat. So I don't know. Can't say for sure that that's going to be in the future, but it was fun to do. So I wouldn't oppose to it. Well, thank you very much, Asmo. We're going to finish up this pieces here, but I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad everybody did. Again, I'll be back on Monday with the normal build stream, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Will be that, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, next week will be normal build stream on Monday. Wednesday's the bonus game stream. That'll be fun. So hopefully people will be able to tune in for that. And yeah. This was good. Yeah, thank you very much. Hygarian, happy to have you here in the chat. Thanks everybody that tuned in, as always. It is always nice to have folks here hanging out, watching the streams. Thank you for that. Thank you for chatting with me. As always, if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, hello. Check the show description to learn where you can go for my Patreon and for my Discord channel. Join the Discord. You can check it once a day. You know, people post photos of things they're working on, but that's not always what happens. And sometimes there's just me posting photos and people plug in their stuff, and it's cool. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. So thank you very much for hanging out and watching the stream. We finished the actual frame of the red frame here. Our Sengoku red frame is done. We are now working on all of the many weapons for this kit. The big bow thing. We gotta build that. So we've got a ways to go on this kit. Have a great night, Hygarian. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. I gotta find the drop the headpiece thing there, so I gotta go find that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Yes, good Ranger talk to you, Ultron, as well. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Have a good one. And I will see you on Monday for another Build with Baer workshop.